Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Erik at Ajax, Mauricio Pochettinho at PSG, and Leicester's Brendan Rodgers are all on Manchester United's shortlist as successors. That's according to Neil Custis from The Sun. Now, the other week, Ralph Rangnick said that he wants Erik to become Manchester United's new manager in the summer. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik get recommended in. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. He's won a couple of titles with them. Revert back to 2019. He got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals, and I like the way he develops young players. Erik has been Ajax manager for around 5 years. Ajax appointed him in back in 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before then, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves, and before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Mauricio Pochettinho, he's been relentlessly linked with a permanent role at Man United. Pochettinho is the manager of PSG. His contract at PSG expires next year. I think he has won a French Cup at PSG. Pochettinho is a good manager, even though he's hardly won anything. He's proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial. Before, Pochettinho enjoyed a 5.5-year managerial tenure at Tottenham. Back in 2018, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager. And before Tottenham, he managed Southampton. He guided Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League, but he only enjoyed a short managerial tenure with them. So they're the clubs he's managed in the Premier League so far, and before he managed Espanyol. Revert back to when Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho. Manchester United should have got Pochettinho, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. Brendan Rodgers, there's a lot of Manchester United fans that don't want him to come in. Revert back to earlier on this season, there was rumours of Brendan Rodgers becoming Man United's next permanent manager, but Brendan Rodgers dismissed links to the Man United job. You know, he said he was proud to be at Leicester. But at one point, this is when Solskjaer was still United manager, it said Brendan Rodgers was house hunting in Cheshire, so that fuelled some speculation up. Brendan Rodgers is the Leicester City manager. He's been Leicester manager for a few years now. He's got a contract with them until 2025. Don't forget, last season Brendan Rodgers won the FA Cup with Leicester. He's managed quite a few clubs in his managerial career. Before Leicester, he managed Celtic. He enjoyed a few years with them and won quite a few trophies. Before then, he managed Liverpool. He enjoyed one good season with Liverpool. Before then, he managed Swansea. Before as well, he's managed Watford and Reading. And a long time ago, he managed Chelsea's youth. Now, like I updated you on my last video, Manchester United have put their search for a new manager on hold after being impressed by Ralph Rangnick since he took charge in December. Manchester United are now considering giving Ralph Rangnick the job on a permanent basis. Rangnick has had 5 wins from 8 league games, and he's only lost 1 game so far. Rangnick's managed 10 games so far in all competitions. Rangnick's been Manchester United's interim manager for almost 2 months. It did say that Rangnick will receive a £500,000 bonus if he leads Manchester United to a top 4 finish. Rangnick earns £180,000 a week. So when he first came in, you said that Rangnick is Man United's interim manager till the end of the season. Then it did say will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. Don't forget, Rangnick changed Manchester United's formation. The new formation we've got is the 4-3-3 formation. That seems to suit our standards under Rangnick. Obviously, Rangnick scrapped the 4-2-2 formation because quite clearly that formation wasn't working. Rangnick's no longer under pressure now, but revert back to earlier on in the season, it said that Rangnick was under pressure, and he said he was losing the dressing room and 17 Manchester United players were unhappy and wanted to leave. Credit to Rangnick as well, he has made changes since he's come in. Earlier on this season he recommended Ewan Sharping as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Now, I just want to give you some news on Donny van der Beek. So, Donny van der Beek is upset with his situation at Manchester United. Donny van der Beek wants to leave the club. Now, Manchester United are open to letting Donny van der Beek go out on loan this month, but any loan move will not include an option to buy, as Man United intend to keep Donny van der Beek for next season. Now, Crystal Palace have been in talks with Manchester United to get Donny van der Beek on loan until the end of the season. The other day, Romano said that Crystal Palace submitted an offer to sign Manchester United midfielder Donny van der Beek on loan. Been quite a few clubs in for him. Revert back to earlier on this season, it said that Donny van der Beek was not allowed to leave Man United. Don't forget he did have a bust up with his agent. But you can't blame Van der Beek for wanting to leave. He hasn't been given enough opportunities under Rangnick. He didn't get enough opportunities under Solskjaer. Van der Beek's only scored 2 goals for the club. But he is a good player, but I haven't had a great deal of a perception on him at Man United. He's been at Man United for almost 2 years. Got him from Ajax. Manchester United got him for 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. And of course, you know the news on Jesse Lingard. Yesterday, like I updated you, Ralph Rangnick confirmed Jesse Lingard will leave Man United in the summer on TikTok. Rangnick had a conversation with a fan. Jesse Lingard's transfer to Newcastle is on the verge of collapsing following Manchester United's demands. Manchester United are demanding a 15 million loan fee. And it says Manchester United value Jesse Lingard at £50 million. I've been hearing that Lingard rejected an approach from Everton. West Ham still want to re-sign him. At the second half of last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Lingard's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time, but he doesn't get in our team. Are Manchester United going to make a signing before the January transfer window closes? It closes in 3.5 days now, or is it 4 days? There's been a lot of players that Manchester United have been linked with. Now, I'm hearing that Manchester United could hijack a move for Luis Diaz. He said the other day that Manchester United reportedly sent scouts to watch Porto winner Luis Diaz in action the other week. Luis Diaz has a £67 million release clause. He has 2.5 years left on his contract at Porto. He is 25 years of age. Liverpool have been in for him. Tottenham have been in talks with Porto. It says Tottenham are willing to pay up to £46 million for him. There's been a lot of narratives coming out about Boubacar Kamara recently. Revert back to earlier on this week. Spanish outlet Marca said that Manchester United are in pole position to sign Marseille midfielder Boubacar Kamara. Marseille want just £10 million for Kamara. Kamara wants in the region of £150,000 a week if he is to depart Marseille this month. Now, Leeds have been in for him, Villa have been in for him, and Marca said that Real Madrid and Barcelona inquired about him. Boubacar Kamara's out of contract at Marseille in the summer. He's been at Marseille for a long time. He's been with them for 17 years. He came up their academy, joined Marseille's academy back in 2005. And since he broke into Marseille's senior squad, he's gone to make over 100 appearances. He's only the age of 22. He's mainly a defensive midfielder, but he can also be deployed as a centre-back. Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham, they've been long-term targets for Man United. Man United have been linked with Amadou Haidara from RB Leipzig. Rangnick knows the player well, which is beneficial. Revert back to earlier on this season, Rangnick said that he wanted Amadou Haidara as his first signing as Man United manager. I think a lot of players are going to depart the club this year, but most of Manchester United's outgoings will be in the summer. Maybe in this January transfer window, maybe one more or two more players will leave. Obviously, Martial recently left Manchester United. Martial's gone to Sevilla on loan until the end of the season. Like I've already notified you, Sevilla have not paid a loan fee and there's no option to buy, but Sevilla are paying Anthony Martial's full wages until June. So Edison Cavani, I think he'll leave Man United in the summer, because revert back to earlier on this season, Ralph Rangnick revealed that Edison Cavani wants to stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. Cavani's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Cavani recently came on in the game against West Ham and he got the assist for Marcus Rashford's winning goal. There was a lot of people that said Cavani was offside. Cavani had a minor injury not so long ago. Earlier on this season, Cavani had a couple of injuries. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Last year, Cavani was linked with Barcelona. It actually said Cavani agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. Juventus were linked with him and Cavani rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Juan Mata, I think he'll also depart the club this year. Juan Mata's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Because revert back to last year, Man United extended Mata's contract for a further year. Don't ask me why, because Juan Mata lost his place in the team a while ago, plus he's ageing up and he's lost that yard of pace. But despite all of that, he's had a good career at Manchester United. Mata's made 276 appearances in all competitions and he's scored 51 goals and he's been at Manchester United for 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Manchester United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014. We paid 37.1 million for him. Manchester United are going to be loaning Amad Diallo out as well. He's made a few first team appearances, but he's played nowhere near as much in the first team as I expected. Let us put into the equation what Manchester United paid for him. You know, we got him for 37 million with add-ons included. Manchester United paid 19 million up front. We got him from Atalanta. Like I said, good chance Van der Beek's going to be leaving. Lingard will leave this year, but like I say, we may have to wait until the summer to offload him. Matic, Man United will offload him this year as well. I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder, plus he's ageing up and that. But despite that, he's had his good games at Man United. You know, Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get his opportunities. Matic is the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got. Matic has been at Manchester United since 2017, got him from Chelsea for 14 million. Matic is out of contract at Man United in the summer. Pogba, there's a very good chance he'll be departing the club in the summer. Pogba's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Revert back to the other month, the Sun said that Manchester United offered Paul Pogba a new £500,000 a week contract. That would have made Pogba the highest paid player in Premier League history, but Pogba came out and denied that he'd been offered that contract. Earlier on this season, apparently Paul Pogba told Manchester United that he wants to join Real Madrid in the summer, but there again it said PSG was the most likely destination for Pogba. Pogba did hold talks with PSG. Pogba was out of injury for a while. He's set to return to action after the international break. Rangnick confirmed that the other week. Jones and Bailly, they'll also depart the club this year. Man United will also look to get rid of Dean Henderson permanently. Henderson doesn't get in goal now because last summer De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Henderson's only made 2 appearances this season. And obviously, you know the news on Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo could be leaving Man United in the summer. You know, Ronaldo has made it clear that he's unhappy. El Nacional said the other day that Ronaldo wants Real Madrid return. Don't forget, before, Ronaldo endured like 9.5 years at Real Madrid. That's before he went to Juventus. And Ronaldo's asked his agent Jorge Mendes to find him another club. Well, it said Ronaldo will leave Man United in the summer anyway if they fail to qualify. What?
It's just been on nose now.
What?
From Thursday of next week, job seekers are 4 week. The job you choose to do, you can't do it anymore. You've got to take any job now.
Have you?
what's offered to you. And it says the government have said they want everybody on universal credit in work by end of June.
Alright.
Have you ever heard that was daft?
No, never.
Fucking idiots.
You can't just put someone into what they don't want to do.
Well, that's what they're saying now. You've got to accept any job what's offered you. Is that fact?
So I was just talking, like I was saying, yeah, and Cristiano Ronaldo faces a 25% pay cut should Manchester United fail to qualify for the Champions League. Cristiano Ronaldo has had a few injuries since he re-signed for the club. He did recently play against West Ham, and to be fair, Ronaldo was good. You know, he almost won a penalty in the first half, and he played a part in Marcus Rashford's winning goal. Ronaldo just recovered from a neck injury not so long ago. Don't forget, Ronaldo was furious for being substituted against Brentford, but Ralph Rangnick defended his decision to substitute Ronaldo against Brentford. Prior to the Brentford game, Ronaldo missed the last 2 games because of injury. A couple of weeks ago, Ronaldo gave an interview and he was very critical of the youngsters, so reflecting on that, he's demanding more from the youngsters. And Ronaldo said Ralph Rangnick will do a good job at Man United. And he also said, Ronaldo, I'm not at Man United to compete for 6th or 7th. He said finishing below 3rd is unacceptable. Since Ronaldo re-signed for Man United, he's scored 14 goals in all competitions. He's got over 800 goals in his career. Man United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million with add-ons included. He wears the number 7 shirt and he's got a contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United at the moment. And he's the best player in the world overall. He's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. So there you go. Manchester United beat West Ham last weekend 1-0. That moved Manchester United into the top 4. The goal against West Ham came from Marcus Rashford in the 93rd minute of stoppage time. You know, Rashford came off the bench. Rashford also came off the bench in the game against Brentford and scored. Reflecting on that, that ended Marcus Rashford's 3-month goal drought. So Rashford has 2 goals in his last 2 games. It's good that he's found some form though, because Rashford's endured a lot of poor games since he had that operation on his shoulder, and a lot of United fans, including me, have said he hasn't been the same player since he had the operation on his shoulder. He recovered from a minor leg injury not so long ago. After the game against West Ham, Rangnick did say that Marcus Rashford is one of the top strikers in England. Earlier on this season, there was reports coming out saying that Marcus Rashford is preparing to open contract talks with Man United. He has around 18 months left on his current £200,000 a week deal. But Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7. Came up our academy and he broke into Man United's senior squad back in 2016. But reflect on the win against West Ham, it was actually the first time Man United had won back-to-back games, I think, in the league under Rangnick. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson retired. You know, Manchester United sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Man United finished 7th under the Moyes era. Then we sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite his winning the FA Cup under Van Gaal. Then Man United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite Mourinho winning 3 trophies in his first season. Mourinho enjoyed one good season at the club. And then last year, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. Manchester United's next game, as you all know, is Middlesbrough in the FA Cup 4th round. It is next Friday, the 4th of February. It's at Old Trafford. I'm expecting Rangnick to rotate for the game against Middlesbrough. You know, Man United will be going into the game having won their last 2 games in a row. Manchester United progressed to the 4th round of the FA Cup by beating Aston Villa 1-0 in the 3rd round. Middlesbrough, they progressed to the 4th round of the Cup by beating Mansfield in the 3rd round. Middlesbrough, of course, are in the Championship. In fact, the last time Manchester United played Middlesbrough was back in March 2017. Manchester United won that game 3-1. I do know quite a few of the players Middlesbrough have got. Obviously, they have got Isaiah Jones, who's a forward. They've got Josh Coburn, he's a forward. They've got Aaron Connolly, he's an attacking player. They've got Andres Sporer, he's an attacking player. They also have Johnny Howson. They've got Riley McGree. They have Paddy McNair. They also have Neil Taylor, Matt Brooks. They've got Mark Boller. Mark Boller's out with injury. They have Marcus Brown. He's also out with injury. So they are quite a few of the players Middlesbrough do have. Obviously, Middlesbrough's manager is Chris Wilder. Middlesbrough appointed him in last year to replace Warnock. Middlesbrough sacked Neil Warnock last year. Chris Wilder's managed quite a few clubs in his managerial career. Before Middlesbrough, he obviously managed Sheffield United. I remember when Wilder was in the Premier League with Sheffield United. Before then, Wilder managed Northampton. Before, he's managed Oxford, Halifax and Alfred Town. And I think at one point, he was the Bury assistant. So there you go. And Manchester United's next game in the league is Burnley. That is on the 8th of February. Like I updated you yesterday, Manchester United's postponed game with Brighton has been rearranged to next month. It's Tuesday, the 15th of February. And it's a 8:15 kick-off. Man United were supposed to be playing Brighton in December last year, but the game got postponed because of COVID. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.